Listen up, cluckheads.
You're listening to Whiskey and Whine
With Rooster and
the Madman, where we talk about common sense, current events,
the Constitution,
and morals, while comparing drinks of yesteryear to drinks of today.
So sit back, relax, leave us a comment.
Here comes Whiskey and Whine. Anyway, the doctor came back in.
Yeah, so what did the doctor tell him about those?
Well, he goes in and he told the overlord. He's like, well, overlord, we got good news and bad news. Which one do you want to hear first? And I mean, in dealing with the subject, he said that he wanted to hear the good news first. And
you always end on a good note, man. That's
that was what I thought.
That's a mistake. But
anyway, I would prefer to get the bad first. But the overlord chose to get the good news first. And the doc goes, well, the good news is that the red ring is lipstick. He was like, okay,
Nice.
okay. And then he goes, well, what's the bad news? And the doc goes, the bad news is that the brown ring is Copenhagen.
No! Yeah. Dungeon shenanigans.
Dungeon shenanigans.
I mean, maybe. I don't know where you get that could happen to anybody.
I mean, $20 is $20. Oh, hey, we're recording. We're recording.
Well, welcome back, Cluckheads.
You know who we are.
You know what we do.
Little current events and
Common sense.
Constitution and morals.
Absent again today.
She's absent. She's been absent a lot because of everything going on with her work. But I'll tell you this.
Spirit. We're honoring the moral spirit.
It's almost like now, because she has done the morals thing for so long, it's like we have to if I get that look on my face, and I know that y'all can't see us, but when we're sitting here at the table when we're recording and everything, if I get this look on my face, I'll look across and the rooster just shakes his head no, and then I'll just kind of go, damn it, because and then the same thing happens vice versa. Madman, I'll look over at him and go, no, Rooster, and he just go, just a little no. So it's like now she's like imprinted on us. Yeah. Although we do test the boundaries sometimes.
Yes, sometimes.
We still get that yellow
she tells
card.
Us later.
Yeah, we still get told the yellow card.
Yellow cards are after the fact.
That was borderline red. That was a solid orange card.
That was in that orangish kind of pinkish, whatever. I don't know. Soccer's a terrible sport, anyways.
Yeah, soccer sucks. It's a big, long, boring game of basketball where nobody scores.
Oh, look at this. We're 15 minutes in and still 0-0. Unless you're the women's U.S. soccer team and you play like a men's or teenage boys league, then it's like 15-1.
Well, didn't they play
within 5 minutes?
Didn't they play the Australian teen boys and they lost?
No, that was the Australian women's national team played a high school team in Australia of 15-year-old boys.
That's what it was.
And they got beat like 15-1 or something like that. And
well, then it was the American women's team.
Our soccer team, the U.S. national.
That played Ryan Reynolds and the other actors.
The Wrexham. Yeah, the Wrexham. And
I forgot the other actor. He was on Sunny and Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
It doesn't matter because
the two of them bought Wrexham and then built it back up.
It was a slaughter.
But I mean, that was bad.
It was really, really bad.
I mean,
and Wrexham's not even a premier team in the men's league.
No, they're still trying to get back up into the next league.
So it was not good. But the women's team already got knocked out anyways of everything. So I
mean that was bad. Yeah. Yay for equality.
But I mean it's the women's team. They're used to, someone else got theirs and then it's over.
Well, what'd you bring for us today, man?
So this was an impulse buy at the Goody Liquor when I got the fire ant funeral. It was a goodie buy. They should market that. So the fire ant funeral, when I picked that up, this was sitting over there on a big, cardboard sale thing there at the end cap as you're checking out, and it's a local whiskey, so obviously I'm always down for anything local, so we can try that one.
It's a local whiskey?
Yeah, it's a local whiskey. It's out of Dallas, Texas. It's from the
I thought it was a bourbon.
It is. It's a bourbon whiskey. It is from Southwest Spirits and Wine here in Dallas. It's 42%, 84 proof. It is called Title Number 21, which is named after the 21st Amendment, which was banned.
Which was women voting.
No. No.
Surely Title 21 had nothing to do with Prohibition.
No, it absolutely had everything to do with Prohibition. It was where they said alcohol bad, okay?
Well, every time you want to take a drink, just think how much bad I'm
yeah. So this is what they did. So hopefully, I mean, the ironic part is we've again found, and I don't mean it to be disparaging at all, because it seems to be the new trend. It used to be at one point the rules were bourbon had to be a certain grain and it had to be out of Kentucky. Anything else was whiskey with an E unless it was Canadian or
Tennessee.
No, Europe. Like out of England and Scotland and stuff like that. Yeah. They lose
you're talking about the E versus the
E versus the EY. So we've got the EY.
The Y versus the EY.
Correct. But now bourbon seems to be making its distillery
you know what happened
everywhere. So
what happened,
and this is not obviously in Kentucky.
You know what happened? We just said that we're from Texas and we decided to quote David Allan Coe and just said, "Screw you."
Well, that's actually Ray Riley
Hubbard. Ray Riley Hubbard. You're right.
Screw you. I never want to go to Delaware anyways.
So I mean, basically, Kentucky made it good.
Oh yeah,
and then we just decided to make it better because it's from Texas.
Kentucky gave it its own spin, created bourbon, and now we're seeing that become the more and more norm. I'm noticing over just standard whiskeys, we're seeing more and more people micro distilleries doing bourbon. Bourbon's, it depends. I mean, I can't really say bourbon's better than regular whiskey like Tennessee whiskey or anything else. Yeah. It's just all about the flavor.
Yeah.
And
especially whenever you get to the point like where we are at in life, we're not drinking it to get bent. We're ha.
Yeah, bent. There's another going in downtown Louisville. They've got a new one we need to try.
But we don't drink it to get tore up from the floor up anymore. No. We drink it for flavor.
Yeah, it's not like the Overlord, like drink it to forget.
Yeah. I mean, the Overlord, he drinks Still Reserve to forget the Copenhagen, but where we're at,
I think Still Reserve leads the Copenhagen.
It may. You never can tell.
Anyways, or Bud Light. I don't know.
All right, man. Tell you what, you do the honors. All
right, cool.
You pop it open, then we'll give it the Sleepy Joe Biden sniff test.
An actual cork.
It is a cork. Oh,
that's that rubber cork.
That's the synthetic cork.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, it smells really good. It's almost got like a hint of coconut, but I know there'd be no coconut in it.
Man, this does pass the Sleepy Joe Biden sniff test.
That is a good, stiff smelling bourbon.
As far as the smell goes, man, I give that five Joe sniffs. I mean, that's one of the better ones that we've smelled.
Yeah, that's actually a great smell. So we're on to a good start.
All right. Well, we've been fooled before.
Yes.
So let's see.
Now this one was a good. I mean, like I said, it was a goodie buy, as you said. It actually was, I got the 325 milliliter, and it was only like $9 with tax.
That's only $10.
Yeah,
like less than
it's
$10?
a small bottle, but
but still, that's
it was on sale, and I was like, you know what, I'm in. The bottle's cool.
All right, let's look at the color on
the bottle. Actually, is the same kind of shape as the shampoo bottles that I use at giftedchicken.com.
Home of all your beard, bath, and body needs.
Oh yeah.
Veteran owned and operated right here in North Texas.
Right, North Texas.
I mean, nothing against any other parts of Texas. Just it happens
Ray
to be
Riley
here.
Hubbard.
Yeah. All right, let's give it our.
Maybe you didn't say North Texas.
Let's give it our cluckage clink.
Yeah, we're
drinking out.
We're doing the teenage thing out of the plastic cups today.
Oh, wow.
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 Yeah, I'm almost speechless.
I think I like the taste of this better than the blackened.
No, maybe. This is good. Wow, this is beyond what a $9 325 milliliter bottle of bourbon. Now I will say, it's got the burn, so it's not the top end.
The reason I said the thing about the blackened, because that's been the best.
That flavor.
That's been the best one that we've had, like across the board as far as whiskeys go.
Yeah.
Is that because the blackened had that real strong sherry barrel taste? This one doesn't have quite as strong of the taste. You can tell that it's aged in oak barrels.
This one is.
This is right up there with blackened.
This is great. I absolutely did not expect it to be this good.
Tell you what,
I'm already telling you right now.
We'll see if we start talking in cursive by the end of this show.
This is I'm floored.
That's also talking in cursive at the end of the show. Okay. Yeah, you get floored and start talking in cursive. Well, all right, man. You ready to dig in some topics?
Let's get some topics.
All right, I'm going to take one more sip of this. Woo!
That is a damn fine bourbon.
That is damn good.
I think you said it when we do things better in Texas.
We do.
So apparently, these guys at Southwest Spirit and Wine, dude, awesome job.
Yes, we do realize that it's supposed to be in Kentucky, but did you not get my email? No. Here, I'll just tell you what it was. I'm going to hold up this finger.
Yeah. We're just telling Kentucky they're number one and move on.
That's what it is, because we're going to do it better.
Yeah.
I mean, guys, where was it? What was the distillery? Southwest?
It's Southwest Spirit and Wine out of Dallas.
Southwest Spirit and Wine. Y'all have knocked this out of the park.
We might have to make a trip out there.
We're gonna shoot y'all an email for sure and see if we can do some in-house stuff. I mean, that is awesome.
I wonder how long they aged it.
Tastes like it is 8 to 10 year.
That's what Biden said. Smells like.
No, smells like.
Smells like. I don't want to lewd anybody into.
Here at Whiskey and Wine, we do not condone any form of inappropriate smelling and or touching of children.
We're going to look that up. That's wow. I'm blown away.
Man, all
right. Topic number 1. You
want to start? Or you want me to? Tell what you start this one.
All right. So, topic number 1. Why don't you just go ahead? I'll wait till you say timer go. Yeah, I'll just take another drink and get ready, man.
Timer go.
Dang it. So smooth. The GOP Wisconsin primary.
Man, it was awesome.
The debate, I should say.
There was nothing about it that just did not leave me riveting.
It was reminiscent of the Democrat debates from the last election, where you had like 20 damn people on the stage, and it was just ridiculous. You don't need that many people on stage. We already know the polls can get us down a little further than that.
I wanted Ben Stein just to be like the narrator, be like going, and next. Yeah. The governor from Florida will have the floor.
Yeah, I will say.
For dry eyes, I use Visine.
There was some pretty memorable moments on it as far as the debate goes. Obviously, it's still the first debate. It's early on. So it's kind of like not even preseason. It's kind of like scrimmages. They don't really mean a whole lot. They
won't start meaning a lot until January.
There were too many people on there, in my opinion. But the number one thing that was missing was Donald Trump. He is the poll front runner.
Before we get to Trump, though, is he the front runner? Because according to the news polls, he's not.
No, according to all the polls I've seen, he is the front runner.
Not according to what they said during the debate.
Oh, well, yeah, it's because he wasn't there.
But before we get into that, though, Vivek, or Vivek, however you pronounce his name, I mean, that dude was on point.
Oh, Vivek Ramaswamy?
Yeah. And I want to say he's the first born in America from a parents of immigrants that came over?
Correct. Yeah, he is. He is a self-made billionaire, child of immigrants, and he was the star. He was the standout. If anybody had the biggest takeaway from that, it was this guy. He's brash, kind of like Trump.
But he spoke honestly, and he spoke to the people.
Yeah. So, but he is more about speaking about being a patriot than a politician.
Which surprised me about DeSantis. All the stuff leading up to this that made DeSantis.
And
he went into that.
And he's
debate.
Been my guy so far. If I had to pick one, and he just left me bored.
He went in there and he did not sound like Ron DeSantis. He sounded like the Equate version of Blue Bunny vanilla ice cream.
Everything he has done to get his notoriety, he just threw it out the window before he went into this debate. And just said, "I'm going to go out there and sound just like Jeb Bush and everybody else."
Yeah. And Chris Christie was boring as hell.
Chris Christie's always boring.
I mean, I was surprised that he didn't fall asleep up there on the stage.
Boring. And then Pence, of course, was just a broken record of
I have more experience.
Not Vivek Ramaswamy. Don't like him.
Yeah.
He's like Barack Obama.
Ron DeSantis looked at me mean, and Chris Christie's breath smells bad, and I've got experience.
I can get it done. Experience. Did I mention I have experience? Yeah, so other than that, for me, the standout on that one, besides the Vivek Ramaswamy, was the Nikki Haley. I've always kind of liked Nikki Haley.
She was the one that used to be the UN ambassador under Trump.
Yeah, so she was in South Carolina, and then Trump administration put her into to lead the UN thing for that. And she did a great job on that one. The only fear I have for her is she has a very different take on the pro-life stance than the rest of them do.
And that might cause, and not that it's a personal thing for us, but if we're talking about as far as politics goes, that is going to divide the Republicans.
My personal opinion is if she wants to go further into this, she needs to lay off that topic. and just kind of chill a little bit, or she's going to drive some Americans away. Some of the Republican voters away from her. On that one, because it is a very staunch.
And then the governor from Arkansas, he was worthless.
Yeah, I don't even know why he was on stage.
He was completely forgettable.
So now, speaking of the governor, so they all signed a pledge saying that no matter what happens, they will support fully whoever the presidential nominee is, the GOP. And so they threw a curveball at him, saying that yes, they would do that. But so the curveball was the moderator asked him, "Would you still support Trump if he wins the GOP primary and he gets convicted of one of these indictments he's on right now?" Everybody raised their hands. 3 of them raised their hands very fast. DeSantis kind of threw it in there like when he saw everybody else was doing, so he threw his hand up. But the governor of Arkansas no hand is going up on that. So Asa Hutchinson, he basically signed a pledge saying, I'm going to support whoever the GOP primary is. And then the first question that comes out about that is, no, I won't support him.
No, I won't support him.
He didn't have to say it. He didn't put his hand up, so it said it for him.
Yeah.
So obviously we know he's not a Trump guy, which is fine. You don't have to be a Trump guy.
And that's fine. And we're not really Trump guys either. Timer just went off. But I'll tell you what. We're going to do the extended time on this because we were kind of joking around.
Sure.
We do have the first former president that has a mugshot now.
Yeah. He put that on that new X or former Twitter.
Yeah,
I feel like we're talking about Prince every time we talk about X versus Twitter.
Yeah,
it's just
the president
just left it Twitter.
The platform previously known as Twitter.
Twitter, yeah, whatever,
something like that.
Yeah, now it's X
formerly known
for extreme.
The platform formerly known as
Twitter. Well, Trump's back on it now,
which was what we were going to kind of talk about whenever we were talking about the debate. He didn't go to the debate, and people were making fun of him, saying that he's because he knew he was going to lose, but then as soon as the debate's over, he goes on to X with Tucker Carlson and gets more viewers than the entire GOP debate. So the thing is that he didn't have to be there. People already know where his stances are.
Yeah.
And
he said, I don't have to be there. I'll get more bump in the polls from the Tucker Carlson thing. And he was right.
He was.
More people paid attention to that than they watched that GOP primary in Wisconsin.
That being said, if he does get indicted, then, if it's without a shadow of a doubt and the proof's there, great. I just find it really funny that today it comes out where that the DA that's actually doing all of the charges against him was on record saying she was on record saying that this is a politically motivated attack.
Well, she's basically said
she just shot herself in the foot because she said that on record. And then on top of that, how is that supposed? Because whenever you go into the courts, it's supposed to be non-biased. It's supposed to be the facts, make your opinion, or facts, then form a conclusion. How is it not politically motivated whenever she actually threw fundraising parties for the member that was running against him?
Yeah, so it gets weird only in the fact that she pretty much has not just gone after Trump on this one. She's basically saying the Republican Party as a whole is basically run like the mafia. She's doing the racketeering thing. So she's charging all these other people besides Trump. We just really hear about the Trump indictments, but there were a slew of indictments.
Because there were another 19 indictments, weren't there?
So, there's just a slew of it. So she's basically going after the entire Republican Party and basically saying, I want to say the Republican Party is a criminal organization, and it's a new take. I give the Democrats credit for that one. It's a new take to take to court. The problem I have with it, again, and it's not because it's Trump or I'm pro-Trump or anti. It's not because of that. It's because Georgia itself, the place that they've indicted him for this, Stacey Abrams, they're one of their most cherished Democrat politicians who lost the governorship, did the same thing, saying the vote was illegal and it had all these problems, and they didn't file any charges.
No, they didn't.
But when Trump does it,
we got to file.
It's a problem.
But it's amazing because every time that something comes out about the current administration within 24 to 48 hours.
Oh, it's not even 48 hours. It's all within 24. Yeah.
There's another indictment.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, how you liking this, man?
Dude, I really like it. I wish they could tone the burn down a little bit and maybe take this down to 80 proof instead of 84 proof.
I've got some water. You want to do?
No. I'm going to leave it the way it is. But I'm just saying.
No. Don't get me wrong.
Or just saying because I get that little bit of the burn in the back of the throat. If they could, I think, tone the alcohol down to like an 80 proof, I think this would be probably, I hate to say it, the best affordable whiskey that we've had on the show.
What is it you don't like about the burn?
The burn. The things that burn. See a doctor, get rid of it. Let's just hope it doesn't burn later.
Burn's going in, not out.
Yeah. If it burns going out, guys, you need to see a doctor and then figure out how to tell your old lady that she needs to see a doctor for your kidney infection.
Get that nice little drip of Anyway, so let's go ahead and go into topic 2.
This is one of my favorite interviews from who was it? Schmidt. Mike Schmidt from the Philadelphia Phillies. He gave an interview years ago when they had asked him what was the worst thing about being a major league player and being basically this famous athlete. And he said having to explain to his wife that she needs to see a doctor for his kidney infection.
That's not a very smart way to go around that.
Died. I was like, that's wrong. It's wrong on so many points. Shouldn't laugh.
Man, this is just really good.
It's really, really good. It's like candy with a burn.
We're gonna hang out for a little bit after.
Yeah, this is wow.
We're gonna hang out and test some of this after the show in the name of science.
Wow, this is
and to make sure that we can drive.
Yeah. I'm literally shocked at how good this turned out to be.
Yeah. Well, let's get into top number 2. I'll start this one.
Yeah.
So top number 2, we're going to talk about Maui because it started getting bad last week, whenever we had to not meet. This is a tragedy like we've never seen before, and this is a tragedy that we couldn't have even prepared for. And I have some friends that they work national and worldwide disaster reliefs. And they all said that, first off, this is not climate change that's causing this, just about what they're saying. That this is their windy season.
Yeah.
And that the winds this time, they just had sustained winds of 70, 80 miles an hour.
It's kind of like the Santa Ana winds when they hit California mountain ranges and stuff
exactly.
like that.
And it knocked down the power lines, and that caused, the horrible fires and all the people there that are displaced. I mean, it is truly a tragedy. It really, really is.
It is. It's horrible. You just look at the pictures. I mean, it's devastating. I mean, there are questions that obviously come out, not about the 80-mile-an-hour winds. I mean, that's going to get a fire raging out of control. That's not. I don't think anybody should be questioning that.
No, literally that was as soon as they could get one area even dampened.
Yeah.
The winds had already carried it another 2-3 plots over.
I was just more, I guess, less surprised knowing that they could get those kind of winds and things like that in Hawaii.
Especially during their
wildfires, especially with all the volcanoes and stuff like that. So fires are not anything new to Hawaii.
No, but this is something that we've never seen. But
I was really, I guess, just more in question of not laying blame, but I really thought that they would have had a better fire infrastructure for firefighting. I mean, they got an ocean right there. They can pump water out. I mean, you get these things in California on the West Coast where they'll come get water out of pools.
Normally, they do stuff like that out there. The problem with it is that since the winds were so high, they couldn't get into the ocean to do it because they were having the 20 and 30 foot crest on the waves.
You would think. I mean, Maui is not the big island. Obviously we're but you would think with all the military in Hawaii and all the firefighting capabilities the Navy has and the Coast Guard has that would have been something they could have easily deployed to help fight those fires from the coast.
Whenever I was talking to the people that I'm friends with that are out there right now that do that, they said that literally the only reason that they couldn't was that because to get close enough to where that they could do the fire rescue stuff from the ocean, that it was almost capsizing boats.
Yeah. All right. Well,
so I mean, like,
I'm armchair quarterback on armchair fireman on that one. So.
I mean, it's a good question because they're saying, okay, well, it's surrounded by water. Why can't we do this? But it was all because of the fact that this was just unprecedented winds.
Yeah, I mean, and then there's the weird. Oprah,
there's some weird
and other
stuff.
Billionaires' homes were untouched. I mean, in the dead center of these things, and like the fire went around their house.
Yeah, some of that's kind of weird, isn't it?
Yeah. So what kind of fire systems, suppression systems they got at their house?
Or how like if you saw some of the houses that were on the outer rims of some of this stuff that completely destroyed, but the car sitting in front of the house with fire marks all around it still has the paint.
Yeah.
The windows are still intact.
Palm trees unburned.
I mean, some of that's kind of weird. Yeah. I'm not going to pull a conspiracy theory card yet.
Tornadoes come in and do weird things too, the way they hopscotch. But I mean, it's not the same as fire.
Luckily,
it does make you
the
question.
The president was on the scene.
Well, thank God for that.
He got there, and the first thing that he said was, "Man, this ground is hot. I better make sure you're wearing good boots."
Hot enough out here for you? Oh. Yeah, I mean, but it wasn't the first day. I mean, they sure took their time to acknowledge the Maui fire.
Well, yeah, they did, especially because they sent $24 billion to the Ukraine.
Yeah, and they commented it for a little while.
And then they only sent $700 to Hawaii.
No, not $700 billion, guys.
No, $700. $24 billion to the Ukraine.
$700 to every Maui resident that was impacted.
Now, I assume that there is going to be more in the future. But as good as they are at pork barreling, they could have gotten them a lot more. Because if you remember the whole COVID relief thing that was trillions of dollars, the American people actually only saw less than 1.2% of that because it was pork barreled to death, where that some of it was going to like the California almond farms and Pakistan for gender studies. They could have pork barreled some stuff into that if they wanted to and sent more money over.
The governor of Hawaii also said that they're going to, the state is going to take control of that land that was decimated, and they're going to take it back and then turn it again into a green community and figure out something more green for that land.
It's amazing how that happened. But,
so you're going to go out in a speech after everybody just lost everything they have and trying to figure out what to do and say, oh, don't worry, we're going to take your land too.
We're going to buy it back from you.
Yeah, we're going to take that land from you, and then we're going to do something cool with it.
But don't worry.
I mean, I'm not going to address you.
Yeah.
But we want that land.
But I loved the president's speech. How, I mean, I don't know if you knew this, but he had gone through a horrible tragedy just like what had happened out in Hawaii.
Yeah, he
had a kitchen fire, and he almost lost his house. He almost lost his wife, his cat, and his 67 vet. And he managed to bring that up 3 separate times.
Well, it's important to talk about how you almost lost your vet and the things that you almost had to go through.
In the middle of this entire devastation.
Yeah. Talking to everybody who lost everything. But I almost had a problem once.
But wait, there's more. Did you see the memorial?
Oh, yeah, it was great. He didn't see it. Because he fell asleep.
And
he had what we call a senior moment.
And then he was on vacation beforehand, and then after he left, he went on vacation out to Lake Tahoe after leaving Maui.
You can't vacation in Hawaii. The place is a disaster.
I mean, but you'd think that, okay, you're the president of the United States. You just got through seeing all this devastation. Yeah. I'm going to get a cabinet together. I'm going to get a committee together. We're going to figure something out. No, we're going to go to Lake Tahoe. And what's funny about this...
I need to go on vacation.
What's funny about that is that... everybody on the right gave Obama crap for going golfing as much as he did. And some of it I agree with, some of it I don't. Yeah. Everybody on the left gave Trump crap for going on vacation or going golfing, which some of it I agree with, some of it I don't.
Yeah.
Obama and Trump both spent less than 20 to 30% of their entire term on vacation.
Yeah.
We're only at the halfway point.
Yeah.
And he has spent 39.7% of his vacation, essentially 40% of his entire presidency at this point on vacation.
To put that in context, every 60 days this man works, he needs 40 days off.
Oh, timer just went off. Sorry.
That's better than a fireman's job. Where they get that,
especially in Hawaii.
Yeah. It's like to be a fireman in Hawaii. It's like to be in Hawaii right now.
Yeah.
It's
at least Maui.
It's horrible.
But yeah, so anyway, so that was
But I hope they enjoyed the $700.
I hope they do too. And the thing is that if this would have been any other president, the media would have slammed them.
Well, there were senators and congressmen who went to Ukraine instead of Maui.
Yeah,
to bow to Zelensky.
And and whenever the whole Ukraine thing first happened, I was very much against Russia and very much pro-Ukraine. After seeing what's happening and the fact that the other nations aren't doing anything and that it's turning into a money laundering scheme.
Oh, yeah. That's all it's going to be. It's about the money.
I'm completely against the Ukraine now.
Yeah,
I'm completely against it.
I'm not against Ukraine.
I am. Screw them.
I'm not against Ukraine, but
Russia
did sign it. Russia did sign an agreement with them back when Yeltsin.
Let me rephrase. I'm not against the Ukraine. I'm against Zelensky.
I'm against this whole money laundering scheme.
Yeah. And he's involved in it.
The fact that they can't account for 80% of the money.
Yeah.
82% of the money.
82% of the funds, we don't know where it went. So, $127 billion now. Yeah. And 80% of that, we don't know what happened.
And then we give them weapons too.
Yeah.
So why aren't we just giving them the weapons and skipping the money? Because what was it? Biden even said, and I know we're on way off topic on this. He even said we're going to cover their soldiers' pay and their retirement plans.
Yeah.
With U.S. tax dollar.
Yeah. And that we were going to set up reparations.
I don't have a retirement account.
Not now.
But
I did at one point.
But you're going to be able to retire in Ukraine.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
because Putin bad. Orange man bad.
Yeah, Orange man bad. Orange man and Putin did this.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
I've got some oceanfront property for sale in Arizona if you want some.
Well, don't have it in Maui because the state's taking that back.
Man, I am digging this whiskey.
Yeah. It is.
I tell you what, I am.
It's good.
I am going to put a splash of water
in mine.
come on,
let's try it with
and I want to see.
Let's smooth it out a little bit.
I want to see how much it smooths it out. I'm not going to put a whole lot of water in it, but I do want to see if it smooths it out just enough where it doesn't have quite as much of that burn, and if it still has the flavor to it. I'm using my Icelandic water.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Is that it?
Yeah. It kills the burn.
Dude, that's good. That's even better.
I'm telling you, they take this down to 80 proof, maybe 75 proof. And
we'll split the difference, say 77.5.
77, yeah. I mean, just lower the proof a little bit, and you should rule.
Oh, absolutely.
The mid-range market.
Absolutely. I mean, that's good. Yeah. Why spend $20 on a bottle of Jack when you spend $20 on just the bigger bottle of that one?
I'll never spend $20 on a bottle of Jack. I'm not 17 years old.
I was making a joke.
Yeah. But no, I mean, there are people out there who drink Jack Daniels when they could be drinking
like
things
in the real
this.
world.
Yes, they could be drinking these things.
Yeah,
doesn't make sense.
I mean, I wouldn't want to mix that with a Coke.
No, that's how good this is. You don't need to mix this.
Yeah, I mean, I would mix Jack with a Coke, but.
Well, it's the only way to kill the flavor of Jack.
It's the only way to kill the flavor and suppress the bad memories, the bad thoughts.
Oh, Jack is so bad.
I'll tell you what, let's hop into topic number 3. It is our favorite topic. The big FUs. FU stands for not follow up. Despite what the moral says.
Sure.
Okay, so I'll tell you what, I'll start this one off. So the first follow up, I don't know if you heard about the wonderful thing that just happened dealing with the border.
I think we should send them this whiskey down there in the border. Calm it down.
No.
All right.
We need to send them still reserve.
Border. So, you mean with like the non-Texas people now running the border?
So there was another huge caravan that just came through Mission, and in the route they happened to. Like where that this caravan was going, they were scouting the area ahead of it, and they found enough fentanyl to kill an entire small town. But fentanyl's not a problem coming across the southern border.
Maybe we should seize that and send that to Ukraine so they can put that in a bomb and use it against the Russians. Go ahead and probably be chemical warfare.
That'd be chemical warfare. Yeah. And according to the Geneva suggestions. That's Geneva suggestions.
The recommendations.
More guidelines than rules.
You're going to get chewed out if you don't follow it.
I can handle that. I've been chewed out before. But no, you were right. Because the federal government's still not doing anything.
No.
Our borders is completely absent in mind and everything else.
We'll get to her.
The governors of, I think it was Ohio, Louisiana, Arkansas, Florida, and was it Tennessee, that they actually are sending a part of their state militia to come help us at the border.
Yeah.
But it's not a border crisis, y'all.
No, it's not a border crisis.
Not at all.
And nothing to worry about other states mobilizing militias to support
talking about
a different state.
Talking about how they've already caught multiple different terrorists that were coming across the southern border.
Well,
like all these Chinese guys that are military age.
The Chinese thing is the weird one. I mean, and it's not just a couple Chinese. I mean, it's droves.
They found
of
a platoon's worth.
I mean, and all these guys are military age.
And we know they're military trained.
Short haircuts.
They're from China.
So it's obviously they've gotten groomed right before they came across the border, or they didn't spend a long time, walking from China.
I got my floaties on.
Yeah. Into Mexico.
Remember those old school moon boots that people used to be able to put on their feet, and you could walk on? You tried to walk on them. Yes. God, so many broken ankles with those things.
So, but I mean, there are a lot of them, and they're all alone. It's just dudes.
Yeah,
they're not with their families. They're not with
children, no women.
Children. It's all dudes who are prime military age.
Yeah.
And then we hear stories like the secret police stations in New York that are Chinese.
Those aren't secret anymore. Those have been confirmed.
But I'm just saying, it makes you wonder. So we want all these immigrants from Latin America, but yet they're flooding in from China too?
China, Brazil, Venezuela, Colombia. We've even had some that have come from Afghanistan, Pakistan, Kazakhstan. And one of the guys that they got from Kazakhstan was actually one of the most wanted people in the entire country, and he was actually brought up on biological warfare.
Well,
and it's funny that you brought that up just a second ago, but
I sure hope that Borat's sister doesn't get across.
Better
the
nice.
She's number 2 prostitute in all of Kazakhstan.
Number 2 prostitute in all of Kazakhstan.
She's on her way to Vegas to put the people out of business.
Oh, speaking of prostitutes being out of business. Where in the world is Kamala Harris?
It's only prostitution if you get paid for it. Giving it away is something different.
I thought it was more of like a quid pro quo.
Yeah, that is more quid pro quo. Yeah.
Quid more quid pro. We're starting to talk in cursive.
21st Amendment.
I plead the 21st Amendment.
I plead 21st.
21st.
Your Honor.
You mean the 5th?
Your Majesty.
No.
21st
I can assure you.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
The 5th has nothing to do with it. It is all with the 21st.
It's still good going down. So, where is she at, you ask?
She's in Mission, Texas.
No, that would be border czar territory.
Yeah, she's the border czar.
Yeah, but no, she's not going to do that job. Come on. Her job is to not sugarcoat things for President Biden and talking
and handle the border.
Weird word salad, Venn diagrams.
She does love her Venn diagrams.
Oh, my God.
So where is she?
So she's in D.C.
Okay.
It's taken them weeks, according to them, to figure out how to plan for the upcoming 60th anniversary of the Martin Luther King March on Washington, where he gave the I Have a Dream speech. So they're going.
So let me get this straight.
She's working on that.
I just want to understand this. We've had this celebration many years prior.
59 of them.
And we've had multiple celebrations where that they've planned this. So it's taking them weeks using the same blueprints from previous parades and celebrations.
Well, see,
I'm not. I want to make something clear. I am not against them celebrating the Martin Luther King Have a Dream speech. That is a defining.
Absolutely.
That is a turning point in American history, and I'm all for that. But that's BS.
I just don't think reading is their strong suit.
Or thinking.
Yeah, I mean,
or anything else.
Yeah. So you can't look at things we've always commemorated and handled it.
Anything dealing with
blueprint.
Anything dealing with higher cognitive function is not going to be their legacy.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, speaking of legacy, there's a lot of stuff that happened this past couple weeks. As far as some of the, and where I'm going with this is that we just had the Metallica Pantera concert. That was this past Friday, and
2 of them.
Well, there were 2 Metallica concerts.
Yeah, Pantera was only at the first one.
Pantera was only on the first one.
On the Friday one, right?
And one of the things that I loved is that on all the shirts, it said, "For the brothers, for the music, for the legacy." And I know that people are saying, well, that's not my Pantera. Okay, yeah, it's not. It doesn't have the brothers in it. No. That being said, Rex and Phil were just as important in getting them the recognition and the success they had. But I will tell you this. Zach and Charlie did an amazing job. And to sit there and hear 75,000 people screaming the chorus to Walk.
Oh, yeah.
Was absolutely amazing, and they know that it's a tribute to the legacy and to the brothers.
Well, I mean,
they're not trying to replace anybody.
No, I mean everybody knows the legend of Zakk Wylde. I mean that's never been in question. A lot of people don't realize how phenomenal Charlie is.
Yeah,
as a drummer from Anthrax.
I mean
Anthrax has got some of the coolest drum lines.
Charlie's
and bass
up there
lines
with
like
Chris Adler and stuff
I mean,
like that. Or not Chris Adler.
He's something else. So.
Yeah, Chris Adler. That's what I was thinking.
So he's something else.
But I mean. They did a great job, and one of the things that I absolutely loved was that it showed that rock and metal was not dead. They outsold Taylor Swift for AT&T Stadium.
But did they write any songs about all the
breakups they've had?
The breakups they've had.
I don't know.
Now, one of these days, she's got to have to talk about STDs because that's a lot of dudes she's gone through.
but it was really kind of cool because like the first time that. Well, no, I guess it wasn't the first time. I guess it was the second time that I saw Zombie.
Oh, yeah, he was here along with Alice Cooper.
They were performing with Pantera, and I believe that was 96, 97, something like that, that they performed. And I want to say it was still White Zombie at the time. It was White Zombie and Pantera whenever I saw that concert. And so, I mean, it was like this really cool thing that, like on Friday, it was Wolfgang Van Halen's group Mammoth, and then Pantera, and then Metallica. Then Sunday was Ice Nine Kills. Meh, okay, whatever. They're good. They're just not my cup of tea. And then Five Finger Death Punch. They put on a hell of a show. They even got kids up on stage. I mean, they were really good.
Well, I'm one of those Five Finger Death Punch fans
and
too.
Then they had Metallica finish it off, and it was great. And then just a few days later, having Filter and Ministry and Alice Cooper and Zombie all on the same bill. I mean, it was an amazing week.
I was very jealous of the Cooper concert. So
the Cooper concert was great. He's 75 years old.
Yeah,
he still sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Nita Strauss, I mean, a phenomenal guitar player.
Yeah, it was a good call having her come back.
I mean, everybody was on point. It was also really cool because this was the 25th anniversary of the first solo Zombie album. And since John 5 is on tour with Motley Crue, and he's not the current guitar player for Zombie, they actually brought Riggs back, who was the original guitar player for that. So I mean, it was almost like this big, like this entire week of music was like
now,
this.
The
like
John
this
5
big
thing with Motley Crue. I heard Motley Crue's not even really playing though.
Hey,
on
I'm
stage.
focusing on the good stuff. I mean, this past week was an amazing week.
No, it was a great week for Dallas music. So,
and I mean, we have such a great local and regional scene. I don't even go to that many national shows.
No,
I would rather spend that money going to support like the guys that are still in the trenches. But this was an amazing week for concerts. Yeah. I'll give the security at both Dos Equis Pavilion and at AT&T Stadium credit. I mean, they were kind of lost with some things because some stuff got shifted around, but everything was smooth, everything was good, and it was just nice to be surrounded by family like that. Just all support music and all just love music. I mean, it was just great.
Well, and you got Dimebag's birthday,
and then it was Dimebag's birthday.
It all timed to coordinate here at the right time.
The fact that they were playing here on the weekend of Dime's birthday was just amazing.
Yeah. The sad note is, and I know we didn't talk about this before the show, but we've talked about it offline quite a bit. Is O'Reilly's?
Yeah,
O'Reilly's is closed down,
and. So it's been in the same location for 30 years. For the first 10 years of that, it was a place called Graffiti's, and was one of the staples for original bands in the entire Oklahoma, Louisiana, Dallas, or Texas area. Yeah. And I can't tell you how many Texas bands calls O'Reilly's home because I mean that's the place where they got their start. I mean that's how it was with us too. I mean O'Reilly's was just home.
Yeah.
For the past 20 years, it was owned by Ted and Karina, and we had the honor of playing their 20th anniversary owning the location. So it does really suck that we
yeah, it's sad to see that come to an end.
Yeah,
it was kind of just out of left field too.
Well, yeah, because the landlord decided not to renew the lease.
Which is weird because of the location where it's at.
He did the same thing with another tenant that's in the same thing. So
there was no real problems in that parking lot or anything like that. There, nothing really ever got out of hand. So it was always pretty calm. Every show I've ever been to was always very, very calm.
Yeah, like a library.
Yeah. Just a loud library.
It's a loud library where you can sip your tea.
Very loud library.
I'm sipping my chamomile tea, taking a nap over.
The tea is bourbon and.
But that being said, that goes back to some very important things. I mean, we're losing a lot of the original venues around here. Some of it because of the current economy. Some of it because the fact that
because did we lose the Rail Club too?
We lost the Rail Club.
Yeah,
and we lost Amplified. So like right now, the number of venues that are supporting live local music is just draining, and people don't realize that these big national bands.
Let's buy a venue.
That they were. Let's do it.
Let's buy a venue. Let's do one. Hell with it.
That's our idea. Everybody listening, you can't copy that. So anyway, so
we'll call it hell with it.
What do you think of this bourbon, man?
Dude, I love it. I love this.
I'll tell you one thing. This bourbon has not left me prickly on the insides.
If you're looking for, and this is from the heart of Rooster, if you're looking for an affordable whiskey that's going to blow your mind,
you know what the other thing I really like too? The way it smells is the way it tastes.
Yeah. Now, if you're one of these guys who drinks $70, $80, bourbons,
you're not going to enjoy it.
You're not going to like this because of the burn. It's a slight burn. It's not horrible like Skull or any of the Kentucky Taverns or anything like that. But the taste is, to your point, it tastes exactly like it smells.
Yeah, it's good.
These guys did a great job.
I'm not upset by any means.
I had stated, I think, in a previous episode that The Walking Dead was the surprise whiskey we ever had. No, this one's better.
The Walking Dead whiskey was one of the biggest surprises that we've ever had because it was actually
like $13,
but it was really good.
It was good. This one,
this takes
better.
It. This takes it, and I would be willing to put this up there with Blackened.
Yeah, it's close. It is dang close. I'm going to give Black in the Edge just because.
I'll give Black in the Edge because it doesn't have the burn, and because if you probably let it set a little bit, it wouldn't have as much of that sherry.
So what I'm going to have to do now is I'm going to have to do some homework, and I have to look these people up and see if they have a lower proof bourbon or
I think that what we should do, I know that we haven't done this in a while, and most of the time we always did it with top versus bottom. I think that we should get a Blackened and get one of these. And let's just do them straight side by side. We haven't done a side by side in forever.
I think you're right. It's crazy good. I mean, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, it's ridiculously good. So nothing about it.
Never even heard of it before, which is weird.
Yeah,
never even heard of it.
But you're right.
They just had a big display right there on the end cap at Goody Goody Liquor, just kind of like in Highland Village.
If they could tame it down just a little bit and. Just like the Overlord's doctor, get rid of that inside burn.
Get rid of that inside burn.
All right, you've been listening to episode 83 of Whiskey and Wine with the Rooster and the Madman. And remember, in a world full of chickens,
be a rooster.
You're listening to Whiskey and Wine. Thanks for tuning in to Whiskey and Wine with the Rooster and the Madman. We can catch brand new episodes every Saturday at 4 p.m. on Deep Dallas Radio on Locked and Loaded with DJ Shane Guns.
Special thanks to our sponsor, GiftedChicken.com, home to all your beard, bath, and body care needs. Veteran owner-operator right here in North Texas. Remember to pick up a bottle of Overlord Dungeon Oil. It's 100% all natural coconut oil.
Leaves you prickly on the insides.